My name is Tony, and I have decided to come to the River of Life and try to do something different with my life. I have been running from God, I feel like, for a long time. Back in '99, I had a major car accident, which kind of flipped my life upside down, and all the things that I had been doing, it came to a cease. And I had no idea what I was going to do, after rehabilitation and everything, and I got back up on my feet. I was wondering, what am I going to do now? Because not only was I broken physically, but I was broken mentally. And for a long time, I had just had this big fear and anger over my life because I had realized that everything that I had in the palm of my hands, I guess God had given me, was gone. And so I had to turn around and figure out what I was going to do next with my life. And so after taking care of my family, I had all I knew was just to give, 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 and give. So I took care of my family, and when they had passed away of illnesses, whether it be cancer or something, I knew that, God had left me here for a reason. My life was spared for a reason. I didn't know why, so I had to pray about that and ask God, what is it that you want me to do? Because I felt like I was worthless, and I was angry at myself, and there were times that I had felt like I didn't want to live anymore because what use was it for me to be here if I couldn't be productive in life and society? And so it took the biggest straw was when my mother had passed away and I was there with her, and, she had taken care of me to where I felt like I had, done her wrong, disappointed her with all the things, and I felt like it was, and I remember she laid on her bed and she asked me, she said, "Would you forgive me of all the things that I've done for you?" And I said, "Yes, yes." I said, "I'm sorry, Mother. Would you forgive me?" I knew that was her last moment, that she would be taken away. It'd be like Elijah and the prophet, and once she was taken and she was gone, it's like I knew I had to trust on the Lord, because I knew I had everybody else I had depended upon was gone. And so as I was coming down the road, my family lives in Rusk, and I saw the River of Life sign, and it says free enrollment. I knew I had wanted to go to school. I just didn't know how I was going to go. And the time was that God had spoke to me in my life and told me that this was a place you need to come check out. Because I had a lot of potential and gifts inside of me that lied dormant for a long time, and I didn't know how to use them because the world had me so trapped, and that where I couldn't feel like didn't know how to find them. And so as I came here, it's been the best experience. I've been learning about different religions. I've been relearning about stuff that's been breaking off of me, and at the same time, I feel like I was the clay and God was a potter. He had broke me down, and I had to be here so that he could reshape me and mold me back up to where I was supposed to be. And as I was here, I started noticing there was things that was lying inside of me that I didn't even know that I had, that started shining and resurfacing back up. Gifts of drawing, gifts of writing, gifts of things that had potential way beyond my recognition, that I didn't think that I had. And so as I was drawing, I know you have to start getting, I was a little sluggish, and it got back to me where it started coming back secondhand to me. And I started realizing that I do have something inside of me that I could be used for. God is here in the presence of the River of Life because he has put his glory and his shine into me to where I had become a new creature to him, and I started making myself useful again and felt worth something. And as I was doing it, I felt like God was healing me in ways that I never thought that I could be. All the pain that I had inside of me that I tried to hide, it was starting to melt like a candle off of, like the wax off of a candle, and that bitterness and all that stuff started to just melt away, and I started to teaching. The teachings here have been so inspirational and so helpful to me that I have learned that God has God is a healer, and I believed him. I just didn't know how to get in contact with him, and as I came here and started preaching and teaching and learning about the things that God had in store for me, my whole perspective of life had changed and turned around, and I knew that I was worth something, you know. And as I started to heal from the inside, everything else started working back on the outside. And so as I continued on and studied at the River of Life, I've been coming here since September. You know, it's been very a great place to come and be able to learn, great teachers, and you can learn a whole lot, you know, if you just become a willing vessel and just submit yourself. And God is asking anybody, he can touch and he can heal anybody. And I know if he used me, because I felt like I had been a lost coin that had been lost out of the, they'd been spilled over out of a basket, and then I felt like there was somebody trying to find me, and I was very unproductive until I rolled over into the River of Life. And I felt like the coin, I had value again, you know, so I felt like I had been put right back in place, and that made a whole world difference and turned my life around and started healing me from the inside out. So I just encourage anybody that wants to come to the River of Life, because it's great teaching, and you can learn a whole lot. And main anything, if God will heal you and touch you if you let him. And I thank you.
Amen.